Mailbag.
My name's Shane McKenna, and to my left this week in order of the man most likely to bump into our cleaner, it's my little brother Joe. How are you, boy?
Yes, working from home. The cleaner is definitely a hazard I come into at times.
And to my right, coming in at 6'1" as he does each and every week, it's the baby brother of the fat who we call Junior Boy. Junior Boy, how are you, mate?
I know everyone's thinking, must be nice, you know, they got to clean up, but sometimes it's actually a bit of an inconvenience.
We'll be chatting about the said cleaner off the top. Hopefully she's listening. We've also got the slang game making its return. It's one of my favourite games. It's about Aussie slang. We'll be doing that second. I've also got a story about credit cards. They're back on the agenda. No, gift cards. Gift cards are back on the agenda. I hate those motherfucking things. Plus, Riley's got an everyday hero, which is being very cagey about because I have no information. It's a massive bet. Let's get into it. Boys.
Brother Mingos.
How are we all?
Well, fantastic. Really fantastic. And actually...
Fan freaking? Would you say you're fan freaking? Or
Fan
just
freaking tastic. Yeah. I'm looking into getting that patented.
Nice.
Trademarked.
TM.
I'm doing great. Particularly great because obviously the cleaner came this week. So the house is looking spick and span.
As always. She does a great job, doesn't she?
Yes, she does. And we're grateful for her work. However...
Obviously.
It's always good to get that. It's always good to get that in off the top.
Yeah, that's
boys.
the disclaimer. Now we can say whatever we want.
Now we can shred
We've
it.
had some incredible... I don't live with you boys anymore. Got too dirty. Had to get out. We've had some incredible cleaners over the journey. We've had some incredibly good ones.
How many have we had?
Two.
Three.
Three.
Wait, who's the other
There was
one?
one pre.
Oh,
the
the
goat.
good one.
Oh, no, there was one in between, wasn't there? Or maybe I'm thinking about this person.
This person
is the
used
current
to have
one.
used to have a deputy.
She
Partner in
dual
crime.
wields, yeah,
Partner in
yeah.
crime and partner in life.
She
It's
had
the
to go-
rumour I heard.
Yeah,
Partner in
partner.
love.
Yeah.
Yeah, they used to, it was like Buzz and Woody rocking out, wasn't it?
Yeah. Cat dog.
The eldest cat dog.
I've never actually the goat that we had
the
many
goat.
moons
Yeah.
ago. She was elite.
It's hard though.
She
It's hard
used
having
to,
the greatest person.
to explain how she was elite, she would go into the toilet,
Oh boy.
Yeah.
the male
Just
toilet,
plunge
which
in.
was fucking great.
Man, we didn't have a
It's-
female toilet. We just had a single toilet.
I know, but like it was just like our toilet and then mum and dad's down the other end. But our toilet was fucking grim, right? Like it's messy as. There's like it's like not.
You're
a
painting it
place-
out like there's shit on the wall.
It's not that bad, but it's like
After all, isn't it?
it's like not a good look, right? It's not that bad, but it's not a good look anyway. But this cleaner would go in there and then she would stack up the toilet paper rolls in this like pyramid scheme with the wicks, air wicks
In the center.
at the top. It was like a sick art piece that she did every time.
Yeah.
That was always your favourite bit.
It was just like the little things that
It's
she
a
would
nice
do.
touch.
I like the
stuff
big
like
things.
that.
I like the fact that she cleaned the entire house and there was never like. I used to not know that she'd been. I'd go to uni and come home, and you could immediately tell that the cleaner had been.
She
there.
just
Because it smells
She-
fresh.
And everything was
is
so
just
like
spick and span.
in order. It wasn't like, oh, I'm going to do these 3 rooms this week. It was like, no, I'm just doing the whole fucking house.
Yeah.
Deep clean as
You know,
well.
you know how like so obviously there's like sports. You got like everyone knows like oh yeah Tiger Woods is like the best golfer ever or whatever. Basketball, you're like oh yeah everyone knows Michael Jordan's best. But then it's like a cleaner like
Who's the
the
goat?
goat?
who's the
cleaner?
go cleaner?
I reckon this
and the
chick's
truth is
class.
that
We've got a. Well,
we
we had a,
used to have her and then she retired.
She got
She-
a
no, she
pay
got a-
upgrade.
yeah,
so
she
left
got
out.
promoted
Yeah.
to goat status.
She went to go clean a mansion
Did you actually?
that paid higher. So
Is that true? I thought she went commercial. I thought she went into like shopping centres and was getting like,
Oh, real?
I don't know.
I don't know.
No one really knows.
She polishes gold down at the bank.
Anyway, this
Yeah,
one
she's
time
so
with our
good.
new cleaner though, she did go the extra mile though, didn't she?
Yeah.
So what tends to happen on a Monday? I don't have uni, and Joe works from home.
Not usually, but yeah.
Okay, yeah, shut up. Anyway,
And
but-
work is a very loose term.
so
For those who work with Joe and are listening.
No.
I sometimes will like dip out while she's there because it's just like annoying.
Yeah, you don't want to be
Having
around the
to
house
avoid
while they're cleaning.
while she's there, like trying to mop this whole way, which I'm standing in. Da da da. Anyway, so but then I was like, all right, I'll throw my washing basket in
trying
the
to do the
washing.
triangle of toilet papers while you're sitting on the throne.
Different chick. Anyway, but so I was like, I'll do my washing. I'll throw my washing in the washing machine and then leave. And then when I come back, I'll hang it out.
Nice.
And you were home, weren't you, Joey?
Yep.
You were home this day, but I dipped. I went to the gym. I went to uni. Went to the library. Did something. Anyway, so I chucked it in. She got there. I was like, I'm outie. So I leave. Washing machine's going. And then I come back 3 hours later, or whenever she clocks off. And then I go to open the washing machine, and it's empty. So I go to Joey, and I'm like, you put my washing out, mate? He's like, no. And I walk out the back, and it's all out. Including, like, majority of it was me jocks.
Yeah, right.
What are your thoughts on that? Like, it was a jocks and socks clean.
So who did them?
The cleaner.
The cleaner.
But I never asked her to. She
Yeah.
did go above and beyond. But is that weird? Like, if I was going to clean someone's house and then, like, some young chick's knickers were in there.
You'd
Yeah.
sniff them first. Hang 'em
That's
out,
what I mean. You don't know what she's doing with them.
We've got cameras. We've
In
got-
between
have a
washing.
geese bar.
It's
And, like, did she hear it turn off? And she was like, oh, for fuck's sake. Like,
I
is
reckon
that
she
what-
heard you put it on and went,
Well, I put it on before she got there.
oh.
Put it on the left before she got there.
yeah, it's interesting.
Did
So
you do a
it's like
stock take?
like,
She
why
didn't take
she-
any home with her.
Like, she never goes, like, she doesn't often go above and beyond in the house. So I was like,
Fucking whack.
so I was, no, in comparison to Bob, oh, she goes
Yeah.
above and beyond, but in comparison to the previous lady. So to see her hanging my jocks was like, wow, this is is this
level.
incredible or is this strange?
I was also shocked because the washing machine is near my room, which is where I was working, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't hear it.
This is
You
a
must have
stealth
done
mission,
it. Great.
but it was perfectly laid
Joe
out,
can just-
Julianne, if you will.
Joe just hears her out the back. Just getting a
Is there a big gust of wind or something?
big
Oh.
whiffo.
But yeah, bit of a curly one.
So, did you do a stock take? Were they all accounted for?
They were all. I think so. They were all
Yeah,
there.
just maybe check.
That is a bit. When you get clean, so obviously I've never dealt with like the
It gets a bit
organizing the cleaner
personal.
thing, but like, do you
Tell them.
tell them what you need?
I have no idea.
Like, or is it just like, oh, I'll clean the house?
And then, like, is she gonna do that every week? Because, like, fuck oath, if she doesn't, I didn't know that was on her roster. Like,
it's
if
not. I reckon
if it's
that
in her
that
thing.
time she spent hanging your dirty fucking knickers, she could have been spent. I don't know, cleaning the porcelain or
Yeah, 'cause
whatever she does.
hanging
Whatever's
But she
on
has rooms to go there. She has to do a full roundabout. She doesn't just go like, oh, it took me 3 hours to do the kitchen. I'm off.
Oh yeah, I think she does. She's not going to be there all the time. It's not like she's seen a messy room and like, well, I've got it. I'm not leaving until this is clean. She goes, I'm here for 3 hours.
Yeah.
I've got somewhere else to be. If she's spending half an hour, like you can't
Just destroy one room and be like, oh yeah, good luck with the house today. Yeah, I just figured
just stepped in a fucking.
I wonder at what point it would grow to be that dirty that she would be like, I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that room.
Because
that room's fucked.
Cleaning is interesting because like there's stuff that's like gross, but then when I was working at the cinema, like you clean some like fucked stuff and it's just kind of like,
Oh, by the by, you get
Yeah.
natural. You get
like
nutrient-
vomit. Like there's definitely fecal matter at some point.
Yeah, 100%.
And it's just like,
It's a tough job.
oh, it's just I'm on shift. This is what I'm doing.
Yeah,
I just
the
like
first
don't
time-
think about
The
it.
first time stuff, but after that, it's chill beans.
Chill.
Yeah, like we had an old person who soiled themselves in one of the seats, and we had to.
Yeah.
like
Right,
piss
Shame
out.
Joe brought her in as a date of his. Alright, boys, it's time for one of our favourite games here on the MacPack Podcast. It's a game that we've only played once before. It's one of my favourite little songs that we've done as well. It's very Australian theme, this one. It takes us down a bit of an alleyway. We're looking at Australian slang. I present you some examples. You present me with the meanings. Been trying to do my thing, but I've been hearing things lately. Funny sayings, I don't know what they mean. Now we're gathered here, I was wondering maybe, can you tell me maybe, what do these sayings mean? What's the saying? What's the saying? What's the saying? Tell me what's the saying? What's the saying?
Let's find out.
I have 5 different slang type examples. Australian slang.
Yep.
Last time we played this game, from memory, you were both pretty average.
Pretty bad, yeah.
we've gone back to the well of Australian sayings, and I'd like to present to you 5 newbies. If you're playing along at home, ensure that you yell the answer out to absolutely no one who will probably be sitting next to you. But if you're doing it on the train, bit of a laugh. You look like quite an interesting chap. First one off the top. We're going some Australian slang. What does the saying, fair suck of the sauce bottle mean?
Fair suck of the sauce bottle.
Fair suck of the sauce bottle. What does that mean?
I've got a general idea. What about you, Joey?
I can't say I really heard it.
Never heard
a
it
lot
before,
but I
but
think I can have a guess.
Okay, who wants?
I'm going to buzz in.
Riley, go first.
A fair suck of the sauce bottle means that, like, you got all you could out of that.
Okay, interesting.
Oh, okay, I would give it as like someone gave it a go. They gave it their best. Like they tried to suck as much as they could out.
That's what I said.
No, but I'm like effort based.
Okay.
Let's get some further explanations because you're both marginally off the mark, but I see where you're going.
What did I say?
Rebuttal.
You gave it all you could. Like, you know, that sucks that you missed out on the job opportunity, but mate, you suck the bottle pretty good or whatever the saying.
And you go?
You gave that bottle a sucky.
I reckon if someone was like, "Oh, you gave the sauce a good sucking," whatever.
Okay,
it would be like say your kid.
The saying is, it's a fair suck of the sauce bottle. Let's extend it. It's a fair suck of the sauce bottle. Or give us a fair suck of the sauce bottle.
Oh, that's different.
Let's try that. That might
changes
that
things.
might change the context a bit.
Give me a go. Give me a red hot crack at this.
Yeah, that makes me think of like because originally what I was gonna say was like it's like there's a jar that was really tight and a kid like tried to open it and it's like he's had a fair suck at the sauce bottle.
Okay, we're giving it to Riley because I think he flirted with it, but essentially, fair suck of the sauce bottle means a fair go, an even playing field. So, if it's this game, for example, neither of you have any clue. Fair suck of the sauce bottle.
Oh,
It's not like Riley's French and he can't understand English.
Oh, so it's like everyone in the game gets
Fair suck of
an
the sauce
even
bottle. I just want a
suck.
fair suck of the
okay. That's not what I thought.
okay, cool.
But now we're learning.
It's kind of what I
So
said.
that's kind of fun.
First one goes to Smiley Riley.
Hey.
I want to flirt with the idea. Do we have a ding? We don't have a ding.
Do we?
We don't have a ding.
No,
We don't
no
have a ding. All right, next. To say, okay, the next number 2. To say.
Sorry, what is happening? What is going on?
I'm just trying to find a
Do we
way.
have a ding or not?
He's a few to be a few stubbies short of a 6-pack.
Oh,
Few stubbies.
this means you're a bit bigger around the belly region.
A few stubbies short of a 6-pack. You've said to be a bit fat.
Okay.
Is that what you've said?
Yeah, I've said it.
Joe, to be a few stubbies short of a 6-pack.
A few stubbies short of a 6-pack. A few stubbies short of a 6-pack. In pretty good shape. And if they cut the drinking for like a little bit, they would have a 6-pack.
Okay, I've got a different.
Okay, we're being very literal. I think we need to go away.
got a different
the
answer.
first one was very much Joe going, well, like, 60 mils of the sauce.
What was the say it again?
A few stubbies short of a 6-pack.
That means that was close to being perfect.
Fuck me, dude. This is a hard game.
Like you're a few stubbies short of 6-pack. Like, oh, you almost got there.
So this is what I thought originally.
Like not enough to fill the quantity. Not enough.
A few stubbies short
Only
of a
just
6-pack.
not enough.
So you're saying like 6 is par, 4 is like you gave it a red hot.
Yeah, you need a bit more of that to be good at that.
Okay. You're wrong. What about you? Last guess.
Okay, what I thought originally.
I hope people listening are like so frustrated because I am.
I've heard this one, but I don't know what it means.
So if someone wore, you go with yours. Sorry.
I was going to say they're like pretty short.
What do you mean?
That's just what first came to mind.
Like height.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like they're not reaching the full.
I'll just go one more because you're both off the mark and it's going to be a long game if you both just continually say things
tricky.
that are outlandishly
It's
incorrect.
tough.
Okay. If I described Riley as being a few stubbies short of a 6-pack, what does that mean? Riley, oh yeah, he's a good bloke, but he's a few stubbies short of a 6-pack.
Like I said, it's just not enough.
I mean, he's not all there. He's a bit dumb.
That That's it.
Yeah. Oh, I wasn't guessing. I was just
If they're perceived to be a little bit slow, a bit dumb.
Okay.
a few stubby short of a six-pack. Not all there, right?
Yeah, that's essentially what it's trying to refer to.
Fair enough.
Interesting.
They're actually quite dumb. They're perceived.
So
as
have you
being
heard that
slow.
before?
I have used that before. That is like, this is the thing. Everything in this list is something that I have like used. These aren't things that are just like random assortments. This is fact, and this is stuff that I
Okay.
am well equipped with.
So I get that one?
One each.
One each.
Next one's just a single word, and I think Riley's more likely to get it than Joe. I say this word a heap. What is a rip snorter?
A rip snorter. You do say it a lot.
I love that I've said it. Like, I use it all the time, and neither of you just like
Rip snorter is like,
You just
yeah,
both-
that was really funny.
close.
Rip snorter, I guess a synonym would be like great. Like that was elite.
Yeah, bang.
But
That's
I
enough.
don't know where it's
That's
if
enough
that's
for
from a surfing term or if it's from
We're
a
not looking at origins. We just need to know what they mean. I've written down. It's gonna be absolutely elite. Have a blinder. If I'm about to like go and play footy, and you turned to me and said, "Mate, have an absolute rip snorter," that means kick six.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay.
Kick six, have 40, and have an absolute rip snorter. in
I'll
the game.
take that one.
That's
Riley's
for
on
Riley.
two.
Two plays
I
one
hope
for
people are listening or watching as frustrated as I am. This one is, please don't take this too literally.
Okay.
We've got two piss ones coming up, two piss themed ones.
Oh, I love it.
What does the saying, "I wouldn't piss on him if he was on fire," mean?
Oh, I know this one.
Okay.
You don't like the bloke.
Go.
Yeah, it's like I hate the guy so much that
never
if he was
say
on
it.
if he was on fire, I wouldn't even spare my urine to save him.
Yeah, perfect. You both got that. That's fair enough. Well done. Good stuff.
That one was kind of literal.
Yeah, I guess, but don't piss on anyone.
Yeah.
Lastly,
Noted.
score is?
3-2.
Are you drawing or are you writing scores?
I'm doing the scores. I'm doing your job.
Okay. 3-2 to who?
Riley leads.
Last
go.
one. The saying is, I want to know is, what does this mean? The saying is, "Don't piss on my leg and tell me it's raining."
That means don't piss on my leg, tell me it's raining. It means like don't do something that's so blatantly like don't do something that I can obviously see is like wrong that you're doing and then lie to me about it.
Close. I would say it's like don't piss my doing it right. Don't paint this picture to me that it's all good when it's not okay. Like this situation. When you don't tell me a white lie.
Double points. Perfect. Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
Okay, so Riley wins 4-3.
Yeah. Good
How-
stuff. Well
how
done,
we know
boys. You really saved it like 4-3. There was only 5 options. I feel like there
There's
was
a lot of double pointers.
A lot
in
of
there.
double pointers.
There you go. Well done. Well done. We're slowly learning. I hope everyone at home is either very familiar with those or you've learned something new.
Yeah, mate. I think we've had an absolute rip snorter there.
And
Yeah, we
boys,
have.
yeah.
Let's go have a sauce and a six-pack.
Why did you change? Did you change the page? You fucking. I didn't. I
when we
didn't.
were looking.
I didn't. I didn't. Alrighty, boys. Taking it back to the well. We're going a little bit backwards. All right.
Yes.
This is a little tale about when I used to work at the said cinema complex that we've spoken about many a time on
Take me back.
on the podcast. Now, this was an interesting day. So I've rocked up to a work, just to a normal shift,
Yep.
a normal Saturday shift. Didn't think too much of it. Circa 2013, 14. Okay,
Okay, yep.
so I'm still in high school. I'm like year 11,
Yeah.
maybe year 12 high school.
Yep. Yes.
Just thought it was a normal day. We were told that there was going to be a function in one of the one of the cinemas,
classic.
which used to happen a fair amount of time. Usually not on a Saturday. Like you'd get a Thursday night and a big like group of businessmen and women would come and they'd spend the night, or not spend the night, but they would come and have
Yeah.
popcorn and drinks and whatnot. On this occasion, it's Saturday midday. It was like a charity event
Oh, okay.
for
Like families and such?
Yeah, what I later found out to be like teenage girls was sort of
Okay,
more the
yeah.
demographic.
Fuck yeah.
They were raising money for
the gal.
maybe leukemia.
Yeah.
Does that make you giggle? Does it, Joey? Potentially.
Not that, but I think I
trigger
have
word
it.
for Joey.
Potentially leukemia.
And what movie were they watching?
I think it was A Fault Among the Stars. Is that what it's
The
called?
Fault in Our Stars,
Fault
the
in Our
John Green
Stars.
novel. That's why I was giggling, because I realized I
can't-
think I know the movie.
I can't say I've seen the film. I can't say there was a book. Can't say
Yep,
I've
there's
read
a book. Yep.
read the book, and I can't
It's
say
a
that I'm-
rom-com about a young couple that fall in love, and one of the boy has.
I think they both have cancer, but the boy is
Oh.
like doing better,
Oh,
and the girl has she's got the whole like oxygen.
they might not make it.
I don't know if you're explaining or trying to clarify, but
No, I'm
as
just
I
letting you
mentioned,
know,
never
yeah.
seen, never heard of.
Lost love.
I arrived to work and a little bit of there was a little bit in the air because everyone was quite excited about this event, and I couldn't quite fathom exactly what they were excited about until someone uttered to me, "Yeah, they're all in there. They're all like high school girls. They're all very excited. No, they're all waiting outside. That's right. They're all waiting outside the cinema." And I walked in and I was like, "Fuck."
Jesus.
I know it's exciting that I'm here, but ladies, line up.
One at a time.
And then I've strolled in and gone, what's all the commotion about? Oh, there's a preview screening of Forgotten in the Stars.
Fault
in the Stars going on in the cinema.
Cool.
And I was like, oh yeah, fair enough, cool. And they're like, yeah, apparently there's some YouTube guy coming in for it.
YouTube
And
true.
I was like, yeah, all right. Who's the
Mr.
YouTuber?
Beast.
And they said
Beauty.
Troye Sivan.
Oh my!
So Troye Sivan is the absolute man about town.
Oh, we love
Yeah.
Troye Sivan
on this
here on
given
the show.
Saturday. Troye Sivan,
The goat.
Perth personality.
Yeah, he actually had an album come out pretty recently. It's quite good reviews. I saw.
There you go.
One of the biggest to ever come out of this home.
I
city
actually
of
used to
ours.
watch him on YouTube many moons ago.
Yeah, he was good,
when
yeah.
I was in 2012 or whenever
Yeah.
he was doing it. A mate of mine put me onto him. Said, mate, this guy's pretty funny. He is.
He is.
He
Yeah,
had
he
good
did.
charisma. I really enjoyed it. He hasn't done. I don't think he's done one of those vlogs in probably a decade.
He's more into music. He doesn't. He doesn't act and stuff as much now. He's more into.
Into his
Music,
Into
yeah.
his music. There you go.
What was he doing at the cinema?
Well, at that time, he was just the YouTube guy. I don't even think he was making music. He obviously wasn't in films and whatnot. He
No.
was just the YouTube guy, and that's how everyone knew him. I think he had, I don't know, a couple million people.
Yeah, and I think there's probably overlap in the Fault in Our Stars demographic and his demo.
Yeah. Anyway, so he came to the cinema. Very big news, and no one that was working there knew who he was. And I felt a little bit weird because there was one girl who knew the organizer,
Yeah.
and she knew, and she was like, "Oh yeah, Troye Sivan's coming. I don't know if you know who he is." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I actually do." And she was friends with the organizer.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know if she'd met Troy or what. And I think she was a bit taken aback. But I was with I don't know, blokes I looked up to, a bit older than me.
Yeah.
Troye Sivan, with all due respect, as a 15-year-old guy, not the coolest person to be looking up to within a macho bracket of masculinity.
Yeah, and even his videos are funny and stuff, but even if those guys there have no idea who he is, and there's 300 girls, and you're like, oh yeah, I fucking rate this guy. It's a bit
Immediately I'm put into my own little subcategory. Anyway, so Troye Sivan's there.
Yeah.
I've never seen chaos quite like it. I thought all the girls were going to be pretty well behaved, and when he came through, they all went into the cinema.
Yeah.
And heart aflutter, they're all carrying on a fair amount. They get in there, no worries. Troy's the last person to come in, and he sort of gets ushered in by three other girls, the organizer and his two mates.
Yeah.
And they get ushered in, and I was standing there ripping tickets, and he was just like, "Oh, I'm in there." I was like, "Yeah, no worries, man. Love your work."
Where's your ticket, buddy?
And he headed in, and that was all fine. And apparently sat through the film because I was in there a fair bit, checking on the movie, checking on the seats, checking on the patrons. And that was all fine. I think he even gave a little speech at the start and said "Oh, this was
Thanks for
really
coming
fun.
in."
Thanks so much, cool." And sat down. Didn't think too much of it. Everyone was being rather respectful. And then the cinema finished. The movie finished, and I've walked into the cinema to clean. And as I walked in, there's obviously you walk into
Troy's
the
macking on with something behind the bins.
you walk in and there's a little tunnel, right?
Yeah.
So you walk down the path before you walk into the big grand auditorium of seats. And I wasn't that far into the hallway, and Troy sprints past me, absolutely booking it, right?
Real.
I've never seen a man move
The
quicker.
jets are on.
He booked it, and I'm holding a sweeper and a stick, and I'm just sort of going, whoa, as he's run past me out the door. And then apparently he's then proceeded to sprint out of the complex, past the bridge, downstairs into the car park, and like make
Drive
like
off.
make like
a
the queen and leave. And that's not the same. And then with that, I'm now standing there. If you see a young man sprinting,
Oh
Yeah.
no!
There's only one thing they could follow.
yeah, and
The
it was
police.
just like
all of the
a
girls.
sea of women like sprinting towards me,
Yeah.
and I'm like holding
And
this
you're
bucket.
like,
How close were they?
My recurring dream has come true.
To him,
Yeah, like meters. Like, was he having to like escape, or did he have like a 20-second?
They have a good lead.
oh, from the pack 20, from the front runners 8.
Shit, the
Not
bed.
not long. Like he
And they're
was
chasing him.
he was booking it, and then I've
That's
walked.
so far.
The crazy thing about that is like,
If that was the other way
if you were
around.
chasing him, like, what the fuck do you think?
What are you gonna do when you get there?
Like,
Exactly.
quick,
Tackle the cunt.
let's go, Troy. They're coming.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
He turns around and punches her in the nose.
And it was fucking chaos. I've never seen a crew. We obviously worked there for quite some time, and it was always a little bit of an awkward one to get people to leave the cinema. Not on this occasion. They were out like that. The cinema was full, and they were out. I asked questions. Apparently, he gave a speech at the end and sort of thanked everyone for coming and
And
whatnot.
booked it. Running
And then
also
it was just like-
provokes chasing.
Yeah.
Do you reckon he just like
Nah,
dropped the
I
mic
think
and
that
booked it, or do you reckon he got
The
stolen?
running was definitely would have been a reaction.
It was a last resort thing. It wasn't a plan.
He's-
Let's go for a jog around the complex. And so he's run out. They've all followed him. And it was the most crazy scene I've ever seen. And my thinking was like, you've obviously sat in the same center as him for 90 minutes and no one moved. But the moment
I don't wanna miss the
the moment the movie finished and he was like,
How would you be able to think of anything else? If you're going to run after someone and then 90 minutes of a movie's playing, all I'd be thinking about is, fuck, they're right there.
and I think that's what happened. I reckon a lot of them were churning it up through that whole time. It was quite an emotional film. I've never seen, the only other time I've seen that many tissues in a cinema was during 50 Shades of Grey. But there was a lot of tissues just getting disposed of. It must have been a very sad film. Here we go.
yeah, tearing up.
Must have been a very
Troy
sad.
was having a river.
A rip snorter, some would say. And so he's absolutely booked it. And the event organisers were very not impressed because I think the plan was that maybe some of them
He
had
wouldn't
paid.
have to run out.
I think the plan was that
he would walk out of the
some of
cinema.
them had paid more money to maybe get a photo. I think he did a bit of a speech and stuff, and then I don't know. I think the plan was that he was going to do a bit of a meet and greet afterwards, and then I don't know. Girl Power took over, and he just fucking booked it. But I saw him recently. He was on Zane Lowe's podcast, and he popped up on my Instagram, and I just thought, "Fuck, man." We both come from such humble beginnings, and you're doing so well. And I just
Well, he had
wonder-
already made multiple feature films at that point.
but yeah, it was good to see him.
yeah, good on him.
Via
He
Instagram.
made it out.
But do you think
He escaped the mob.
Do you think he still thinks about that time
He would.
at the cinema complex and go, "What an interesting."
Yeah, I do wonder.
He would
'cause,
remember
like, obviously he's like
He would have been
pretty
scared.
famous, but
Like, you would be scared if
He's
people were
not, like-
chasing you.
that big of a. He's not like.
It's just,
No, I mean like, he's not like say
like a
One
B-list.
Direction or the Beatles.
Yeah.
Like they're getting that all the time.
yeah, that's fair. But it was such a peculiar place for him to be.
Yeah, good on him though. Raising
And
money for leukemia.
Yeah, that might have been it. But no, it was fantastic. It was just a little memory of mine.
Oh, yeah.
Righty, boys, that just about brings us to the end of another episode of the MacPack podcast. But before we finish up, we have to do the same segment that we do each and every week. It's our favourite weekly segment. It's our only weekly segment. It's time for our Everyday Hero Junior Boy. Take it away as Joe, again, he's jotting down. He's keeping track. For those playing along at home, Joe is still keeping track of all of the Everyday Heroes. Can you give us a quick little tally?
Riley's got 4, Joe's got 2, Jake's got. Oh, sorry, Riley's got 4, Joe's got 3, Jake's got 2.
Okay.
Cool. All
Got to
right.
keep him honest because he tried to sneak himself an extra one there. Don't know if you remember.
All right. I don't know if you boys are aware, but the house over the road from us is being knocked down at the moment.
It is.
Yep.
Fully demolished and renovated. But, or rebuilt rather. But right now they've just gutted the whole thing, including all the tiles off the roof. So it's just like a big timber frame and then brick walls. And then it's basically just like you can see into the house.
Yep.
Funny callback. When the cleaner was over on Monday,
Yeah.
when I saw her, she was like, "Is that house over the road like a heroin house?
Oh, shit.
And I was like, what do you mean?
That's how-
I was like, what do you mean? She was like, yeah, like a full on like drug house. I was like, I know of. And she was like, yeah, because there was one in my house that looked like that. One in my neighborhood that looked like that.
But you can see that it's being.
And apparently when they were cooking heroin or ice or whatever, the house blew up and looked like that for a whole year, and I had to stay like that. Anyway, but
okay, that makes more. I thought you meant, you know, like you see like a house where it just looks like kind of dodgy.
Yeah, but also she's been our cleaner or your cleaner for
that's what I thought.
2 years. Surely you're noticing. I get what you
But
mean.
if she thought it
Just
exploded,
yeah, the bath's just gone bang.
So yeah, no, yeah, I was like, no, that's an elderly couple. And then anyway, so basically, it's been hell hot recently, and the boys who have been tearing the house down have had to tear it down by hand. There's no like power tools. There's no sledgehammers, or there would be sledgehammers, but there's no like trucks that have come through and pile drive the whole thing.
That seems bizarre.
Yeah, it's all by hand at the moment.
I think that's also because of the spec.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Well, they're going in like hazmat suits or?
I think they're
Well,
going
these
to
lads,
go
man.
smash around willy nilly.
Anyway, but these were like I know that there's a ranking to tradies, and it kind of goes Sparky, Plumber.
Sparky
Hang
number
on.
one.
Bang the camera for this one. This will be good. What? Sparky?
Then Plumber.
It's Sparky top.
Yeah. Sparky, Plumber, Bricky, then Chippy.
What's a chippy?
Carpenter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty sure that's how it goes in like the echelon of who's the best, who needs the most knowledge. You know, the harder trades. Anyway. But these boys were like bottom rung tradies.
These are the smashies.
not even the smashies. They weren't even high vis. Like just tank wife beaters and no shirts. Right? So they're just like, you know how it is. Anyway, so they're all like, they look like they've just come from like the trenches too, like long hair, missing teeth. Anyway, they're all on
Maybe they were crazy.
Maybe she was right.
Anyway, so there's
Yeah.
4 of them, right? So they do this. It took a few days because like the house is like relatively big blocks. There's a lot of tiles on the roof, and they're double stacked. Anyway, so they had a train going. This one guy's on the top, and it's like 40 degrees, and he picks it up, tosses 2 big tiles, like probably like 2 by 2 feet tiles, tosses them down to another guy. He catches them, tosses them down to the truck. He catches them on one side of the truck, and the guy tosses it across to the other side of the truck where the guy catches it, stacks it, and then it goes on a pallet. Right?
Yeah. That sounds like a Little Rascals sketch.
Yeah, literally. It was like, but I watched them for like 10 minutes because I was amazed that they hadn't dropped one. And I was like, fuck, that is like, so I was standing inside watching through the window in the AC, and I was like, boys, that is actually like the most cooked
It's
job.
so impressive. Yeah.
And those tiles would weigh so much, like especially double stacked. And without dropping one, bare hands as well.
I was going to say, were they wearing gloves? Because at least then.
bare hands.
Their hands are stronger than gloves.
And like, if he dropped it, it would have just like impaled him. Like they're sharp and probably weigh like 10 to 20 kilos each. Anyway, so they were like going away. I was like, damn, those boys are like actual kings. Eh? Like they're doing like man's work.
Yeah, I think something that's interesting about that is obviously nowadays a lot of people are like super into fitness, super into going to the gym or whatever.
Yeah.
So a lot of people have like, you know, good bodies. Like a normal person might, like an accountant, for example, can go to the gym
And be shredded.
and be shredded, right?
Yeah, okay.
But then you have obviously this tile situation isn't like a ideal workout or whatever for building great physique.
No.
It's just what you got to
It'd be
do.
pretty functional, yeah.
weird
Functional
muscles though. You wouldn't.
Yeah,
look
you.
built.
But they're like you
You'd
just
be
have like
strong,
a
but you
different
wouldn't
kind
look
of strength. Because obviously you're not doing the
Muscular
training to
endurance.
make your arms bigger. You just like, I need to be fucking strong enough to throw this tile
Yeah,
or
like-
I'm gonna die.
Yeah, literally. So like their physiques, especially like 2 of the boys were like big boys, like beer bellies,
Yeah.
like dad physique, and then like these 2 other boys were just like skinny but like low key, big shoulders, just from like this kind of exercise. And then I was like, geez, like these guys are the heroes of this fucking town, but they weren't actually the hero.
Ooh.
Our neighborhood consists of a lot of walkers. Have you guys noticed we have a lot of walkers?
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah,
know,
I'm
do you know
one of
the
them.
guy with the dog?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, never on a leash.
Yeah.
Always wears a polo, short shorts, and thongs. That's all he wears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Walks every single day. I saw him come down with an esky and just like walk down to the boys and just like drop it down and be like, boys, some water's here on ice. And the boys all just like jump down from the roof and just like down these waters, like no worries. And I was just like, damn, like that's because I was just watching it for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, that looks tough. Eh? Those boys are in for it. And then this guy just came walking down the street. I was like, oh, I probably should have done that. Eh? Like, I got waters in the fridge. Could have given him some fresh water. But I was like, oh, that's a nice thing to look out for. Like, it's such a classic trope as well for like, look out for the worker out the front yard. And it's not even his worker, but he's just helping the boys out. Good on him.
Oh, that's huge.
like it,
I'm
yeah.
a big fan of that. As we come into summer, it's very important to look after the people who are building Australia.
Literally, the backbone of the
People
company.
building
Oh,
Australia.
Country company. Yeah.
No, I like it. That's very, very nice. We should do something like this. I think we should do over the summer a Gatorade run.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Buy a carton of Gatorades and just go and
Albeit.
yeah, beer's a bit of fun. Beers,
Yeah.
Christmas beers, Christmas beers could be on.
I
Yeah,
got a Friday Arvo beer. Like, just go down to the works. Oh, boys, got your slab.
Yeah.
Have a fucking
Yeah, I
ripper.
love it.
I rate that. Well, there you go.
That's
So
cool,
did-
actually. That's really cool. We should do that.
We should. Let's
Let's
do it.
Let's do it.
Let's make a statement.
No one make a note.
That's fine. This week's Everyday Hero is going to the water donating a man who for looking out for the builders, the boys who are building Australia. Alrighty, boys, just about time for the end of another episode of the MacPack
Yes.
Podcast. But before we finish up this week, we thought we'd just quickly put the old hand in the old MacPack Mailbag and see what has come out. There's a couple from a little while ago. Ryan Hitchy,
Yes.
the big
yes.
hitch. Firstly, he said we should come to Newcastle because it's nicer than Sydney. Have you ever been to Newcastle?
No, never.
Ever been to Newcastle?
No.
Ever been to Sydney? Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Sydney?
Briefly.
No. Melbourne 4 times.
Yeah, so go to Melbourne a lot. Been to Sydney once.
Too
Newcastle, I think it must be close
Yeah, you probably.
to
If you're saying
Sydney. I
that.
can't actually. Is it just a city inside of?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's like a Frio to a Sydney, you know?
Ah,
That's
potentially.
I have no
Isn't
idea
that
if that's
Bondi?
true.
No,
Is it?
I think
No,
it'd be
Bondo's like Scarborough.
it'd be like a Mandurah to a Perth, I think.
Ryan, let us know what Newcastle is in comparison to Sydney, and then if you
What?
can
be
like adjust that to be West Australianized.
Yeah, yeah.
Good
do the
luck.
work for us.
Yeah, because Google's not working. This is a good one from Philby81.
Show me where you be from.
What do you do when What do you do when a coworker openly hates you?
Just show me where you be from. Openly hates you.
Openly
You
hates.
fucking punch the gun. What the fuck?
So
What are you supposed to do?
let's say for example, like I've had a few instances where I've had
Just stir him up.
yeah, mind games really work.
Yeah, be manipulative.
Yeah, really fucking make them.
Gaslight them. Fuck with their workstation.
Fuck their wives. And then they have them killed.
We can help you with the ladder.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's usually the go.
Have you? I'm sure there's a fair few. What have colleagues done to you, Joe? Because I know that there's a fair few that haven't loved your overall vibe over the journey.
That's just because he keeps fucking their
Yeah.
hive.
Yeah, that's comes up a lot with HR. What I do if someone hates me, I just usually what I do is I avoid them, and then eventually they'll leave the company.
Yeah, okay.
Because I find that the people who don't like you, often they've got other shit going on. They're a bit of a negative Nancy.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
Oh,
this-
do you know what I did when the guy didn't like me? I literally got him fired. Literally reported him.
And
that
his
many times.
wife. there was one guy who was kind of rude to me like when I first started at my new job, and I was kind of like off put by him. Then I sort of discovered that like a lot of people didn't like him, and then he was basically asked to leave the company.
Oh,
So it
okay.
works out in the end. You just ignore him.
So just be patient and allow for the fact that he doesn't like you to sort of be an example for.
Yeah.
He probably doesn't like a lot of people.
Yeah. I'm a light of joy, and if anyone doesn't like me, they're filled with toxic poison,
So
and they
they're-
will see it out into their other relationships.
They're the issue.
Which usually brings up discontent in their marriage, which allow you to slide in.
Yeah, that's a good point. Oh, it's Philby. I wonder how old Philby is. What I would suggest, Philby, is if you recommend him this episode of the pod.
Send him this bit.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think he'll get the warning.
I like it.
You might sleep with
Yeah.
his partner.
Or try to understand their point of view.
Nah, just
Yeah. Communicate.
fuck his wife, I reckon, is the key. Lastly, a little brief session. If you do have a question or a story, or if you just want to get involved, hit us up. We'll continue to share these on the story. There's just going to be a little box. Type in what you want to get involved in, because obviously we've been a plethora of help. I'll finish with this one. It comes in from Red Lips Media. Wild Red Media.
Yep.
Different media coming.
Just
Uh-oh.
so much red. So many women doing fantastic things in the media space, obviously. She asked, how do tall buildings remain standing up?
Oh, I posed this question to her. Wild Red Media.
How do tall buildings?
What did she say?
Because my point was, how do skyscrapers stand? Because when mass gets further away from the center of the earth, the gravitational pull is harder. Thus, it's heavier than the items down the bottom. But that meaning that when engineers build a building, they'd build it lighter at the top to equate for this, so the whole building is roughly the same throughout the whole thing. But over time, how does it not collapse? Because the gravitational pull would...
Fuck you. What?
So you're saying
this
that...
pen here...
Here we go. This will be good.
Strong. I'm holding it at roughly waist height at the moment. Now I'm
Yeah.
holding it at head height. It has a strong gravitational pull when it's here.
No, it doesn't.
Why not?
It's
Well,
the same. Gravity doesn't change
So
based on
actually,
atmosphere.
it would be slightly less. So gravity, when you get further away, gravity weakens. I think what you mean is the pressure. Like the bricks at the bottom have all the weight pushing down on them from above.
So gravity doesn't. So the further away I get, the gravity doesn't pull me closer. So the closer you are, the stronger the gravity is.
Yeah. So you know how like the moon, right?
So it'd be the opposite then.
Yeah.
So they'd make the top stronger.
Yep.
There you go.
Solved it.
Sorry, I just nodded off. That was quite boring. But entertaining questions about other things would be better, I think.
Yeah. I thought when you said, well, how do they stand up? I thought you meant like wind. Like how they're not getting
Well,
blown
that too.
over.
That's a better
It just
question.
doesn't make sense to me that when you build a building, a house of cards, for example, it cannot be as heavy at the top as the bottom because the mass.
That's true.
It's heavier at the top.
They don't ever go. If you get a building, we saw a few in Melbourne. Like, there's no buildings in Perth.
Yeah.
They start off as wide,
And they get skinnier.
and they remain the same width.
Yeah,
They don't
all
come
get,
to a
all get
point.
skinnier.
They don't. No,
Sometimes
they
they
don't
do.
do that.
They do.
Sometimes they get skinny.
Some, but not
like at the
it's
very
not-
top. They go into a point.
It's not a rule that they all have to finish like that.
No, I don't think so.
Well, it's not a rule that the base doesn't get. The base
sure hope not.
the base is always like just as wide as the top.
Yeah, usually, yeah.
But yeah, that does
So
make
that's-
sense though.
If I just kept stacking like iPhones on iPhones,
Yeah.
they're gonna get wobbly quick.
Yeah, because they're fucking iPhones.
Okay, we'll leave it there. Boys, it's been an absolute pleasure until we do this time next week. Stay safe, stay blessed, and always remember to
Go give your mama a hug.
it's Jeff and our, but not forever.